Hey everybody, and welcome to my usual me, and welcome to Life is Feudal, the MMO. Now that we've done our fishing and we've got some food in our pockets, I'm going to show you the most important thing that you need to do as soon as you hit the tree line. Alright guys, well, so that you know, when you die, if you die, you're going to be respawned at the outside edge of the map again. So I've gotten far enough down south that I can go ahead and I've got some trees around me. I want to build a house immediately. And the reason for that is because you want to bind to your house because that's your save point. Your sleeping bags are not a save point. They're not a bed. Beds are not a bed. A house is what you bind to. That's what you need. So you got to build a house right off the bat so you don't get kicked all the way to the edge of the map. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to build a house. But first we're going to have to flatten some land. Alright, I found a spot that's about as flat as we're going to find on this ground. So what I got to do is I got to clear out, hit F3, and I got to make a 5x5 area. Now the huts are only 4x4, but I always go 5x5 just in case that there's a little bit of a placement issue. So you want to make sure you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that is going to be where my house is going to lay, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to equip our shovel, and we got to make sure everything is going to level out properly. So what we're going to do is equip the shovel, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the highest point, which is going to be the 30, and we're going to right click, and then we'll go down to use shovel, go over to lower ground level, and right click on that. Okay, and it'll be your default. Now when you left click on the ground, when you're looking at it with the shovel equipped, it'll lower the ground level. Now you want to make sure that you have the infinity symbol turned on versus the 1, because if you just have the 1, it'll just do one action. The infinity will give you more than one. So I'm going to take the middle. I'm going to take the middle amount, which is, let's see, 29.5. So I'm going to grab 0.5 out of here, and then I'm going to level all this stuff. So let's see if we can speed this up so it's a little bit faster for you. Alrighty guys, and we got her all done except for one block. Now this is going to be a 5x5. When the tiles are green, that means that you can build on them. When they're white or if they're red, they're either not flattened or they're not even with the rest of the tiles. So this one, it hasn't been flattened yet, so we're going to go ahead and one more time. Right click, drop down to use shovel, and then go to flatten ground, and then you'll just 1, 2, 3. It takes a while with these little coconut shovels. Well, they're not coconuts, but they look like a coconut shovel. And then now we have 5x5 flattened out, ready to go. This little dirt over here doesn't matter. It looks like it doesn't belong, but it does. It's fine. As long as the tiles are green, you're good to go. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to step over here. We're going to right click. We're going to go down to build, simple construction, and then we're going to go with residential. Now you can either make a plaster tiny shack, or you can make a small plaster, or you can make a tiny shack. Either a plaster shack or a tiny shack. Depends on how much clay you have on your property or around you. So let's go ahead, let's go ahead and go to the map. And I'm going to zoom in right quick. We're going to see, what you're going to notice is a lot of times there's brown spots. And the brown spots, let me show you the tan spots, I should say. Right here, see right there, if you see right there, that's clay. I think that's clay. That's clay right there. See those brown veins in the ground right there. All that is clay. Okay. All that's a giant clay pit right there. But what we're looking for is where we are, and I am not seeing any clay in our immediate area. There looks like there's some to the northeast, but I'm not seeing a whole bunch of clay. Now we can go down to the beach. We can take up the sand, and right below the fertile ground underneath the sand, we'll find a layer of clay, but we're not going to find very much. Let me go ahead and right click again. Let's go ahead and go to build, simple construction, go to residential, and the clay shack is going to ask for 150 clay. That's going to take a lot. But I think we're going to go with the tiny shack. That's the easiest. 10 boards, 5 building logs, and 20 plant fiber. So what we're going to do is we're going to gather all that stuff up. And I went over here and I saw that this spruce right here is, if you right click on it and inspect, it is a major spruce tree. Okay, you have the major trees are fully grown trees. If they say, I think it's young, then, or mid, I forget what this exactly it's called. These are all major. If they're not major, then they're not fully grown. And that means they're not going to give as much wood. And the higher the quality, the more wood it's going to give. This one is a beautiful tree. This is a 77. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to right click on our axe. We're going to equip our axe. But before we do that, is we're going to go ahead and right click. We're going to gather all the bark, and we're going to gather all of the branches. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that we've gotten all of our branches and our bark off this tree, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go down to cut down. I'm going to right click on that to make it default, and I'm going to make this the infinity symbol so that I can cut it all down. All right, down we go. Yeah, timber. There's no, I don't think there's any damage if the tree falls on you, because poof, it's gone. Right click. I want to inspect this right quick, and I want to see how much wood we have. We have 200 wood. All right, well, it's not as much as I expected. We need 5 building logs, and we need 10 boards, which every board is 20 wood. So there's our 10 boards. That's 20 right there. That's 10 boards. That's our boards. And we need 5 building logs, which means I need 500 more wood. So I've got to go find some good trees. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. What does this one have to say? And inspect. Always inspect the trees. That's a 54. Let's see if we can find a really, really good tree. Right click. No, I don't want to cut it down just yet. Let's inspect it. 70's a great, that's a medium. See, that's a medium. That's not a major. That's a medium spruce tree. That means that has been planted or the world created it. It's not quite fully grown. We don't want to cut it down because it won't give us as much wood. So we might actually just take the ones that are close to our property claim. I'm just going to chop this one down, that one down, and that one down, and we're going to just call it good. So let's go ahead, because we're going to need billets anyway for our cooking. So we're going to go ahead and just cut these down. Alrighty, guys. Well, we have enough logs here now to get our boards and our building logs out of it. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to place this down. We're going to step over. Let's step back here. Hit F3. Now put your little dot that's behind my head right there. See that little white dot? Put that on right here. Right click on one of the tiles that are already green. Go to build, simple construction, residential. Actually, you need your hammer equipped first. We need to equip our hammer. So we're going to right click and equip our hammer. Build, simple construction, residential, tiny shack, build. Oh, there it is. Now, if you see the yellow tiles, it means you can't place it. If you see a red tile, it means you can't place it. You have to make sure that whatever you're placing is green on all the tiles. Now you can see it's only a 4x4, right? Let me hit tab so I can move around, so you can see. All right, now placing the house is exactly the same as placing the logs, except you don't have the up and down, okay? So, and it's really only a 4x4, but I do 5x5 so I have enough room. So you want to make sure that the door is facing the way you want. Like for me, I want the door facing out there where the water is, downhill. So there's the door right here. It's on this side here. That's that little, you can see the cloth front. So I'm going to go ahead and, actually I'm using the mouse wheel to scroll out and scroll in. Okay, scroll out, scroll in. So you can actually be able to see further out if you just scroll out. So, and here's that little hazy, I can see this in my mind's eye look. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to rotate this. I'm going to hit tab so I lock it again. We're going to rotate it so that it's facing the beach, and then I'm going to use the X and Y keys to move it to where it's all green. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit tab, make sure, I'm going to walk around real quick, make sure everything is in the green. It is, so I think we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and hit tab, lock it, hit build. I might be too far away. If I'm too far away, it'll tell me, and we'll have to do this again. But I should be okay. Yep, there it is. There's the footprint. That's what we call a footprint. So it's the tiny shack, and then we're going to right-click on it, build simple construction. It'll open it up. 10 boards, 5 building logs, and 20 plant fiber. I'm going to saw all of this out. We're going to get our saw. Let's go ahead and get our saw right quick. Right-click, equip. Then we got our saw on our back. And we're going to go ahead and you right-click, and you go to saw out. And there's 3 options, building log, board, or billet. But I'm going to inspect this first to see what I've got. So it's 70 wood. So we're going to be cutting out, each board is 20. So it'd be 20, 46, three boards, and then that'll leave 10 wood in that, and I can turn that into a billet that I can burn in my campfire. So I'm going to right-click, saw out boards. I'm going to right-click that, and you don't have to right-click it. You can just click on it, but my mouse is a little weird sometimes, so I'm going to saw out the boards. And we should saw out as many boards as it'll give me. But you got to pay attention if you want to keep a building log in there to saw out a building log. Because if you cut too many boards and you don't have 100 wood, you won't be able to saw your building logs. So you got to be careful about that. Okay, well, we have all of our building logs and all of our boards cut out here now. And we're going to go ahead and just left click on this, build simple construction. Now, as you can see, I can put this in the resource box here without having to add the resources all at once. So I don't have to carry everything all the time. Just carry what you can carry. And then what I do is just hold down control and left click on that, and it will automatically jump it over. You can drag it over, but if you just mouse over it, hold down control and left click, it'll jump over. Same way, if you want to go out, you want to pull those out, you can go ahead and you can do it that way. See how easy that is? Real quick. And we're back. All right, I got my fiber that I needed. We're going to go ahead and just put it right here inside. And I got 40 because I'm going to use 20 for something else. But what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to hit the shift button and left click. And what that does is that opens it up so you can split it. So hit shift and left click, okay? So, and then we want 20 of that fiber. So, and you can use this little button here to bring that up. There we go. And okay, and it splits it in your inventory. And quality 2 plant fiber. Amazing. Boom. And then control left click to get it in there. Or you can drag it over. It's fine. And I have everything I need right now. So I have my hammer equipped. We're going to go ahead and get out of this inventory right fast. I'm going to go ahead and hit the F3 button so I can see. I want to get outside of this box. All right, let's go ahead and go here. Sometimes you just got to get about as close as you can. There it is. Sometimes you have to get in front of the structure that you're building. Sometimes you just have to move around the edge and get as close as you can without being on the red tiles themselves. They're just finicky sometimes. There it goes. And it's up, ladies and gentlemen. This is our brand new home. This is our first brand new hut. Look at this. Oh my goodness gracious. This is home. This is home. All right. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get into our brand new home right here. Hello. And it's so warm and inviting. All right. Now it says claim as your home. So we're going to right click on this and either inspect it or claim as my home. I want to inspect this thing. How much durability does this shack have? 4,200. The most durability anything in the game can have is 20,000. Don't know why. This thing only has 4,200 durability. Why is that important? I'll explain it in just a second, guys. I'm going to claim as my home. And down on the right-hand side, it says, you have successfully bound to the house. There are 0 free rooms left. All right, we're bound to this house. That means that if for some reason we die, this is where we will respawn. And so that way we don't respawn in the great far regions of the north or the east or the south or wherever the game decides to put us, because you don't always necessarily go back to where you were. Sometimes you'll go somewhere else. So actually, you probably will go to your original spawn point. So yeah, you want to bind to a house closer to a more hospitable climate, I guess is the words I'm looking for. All right, so we have now, so we're good for the moment. We're not as far inland as we need to be because, guys, we are going to have to go to the central city. And central city is quite a ways away. Central city, if I can get it, is right there. All right, we're right here. Central city is right there in the middle of the map. Smack in the middle of the map is Central City. And the reason for that, the reason we need to be there is to make money. So what we're going to do, guys, is next time I'm going to go ahead and we're going to make a bark box. We're going to make a fire. We're going to make a few other things. And also I'm going to make a way for you to travel a little faster than you can when you first start the game. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative for you. If it was, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, do that right now, because I'm looking for 5,000 subscribers. And I'm probably past that if you're seeing this a year from now. Anyway, guys, as I always say, I am my usual me. You be your usual you. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.